with Polygon Pythagoras. MetaMask, yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through Metatope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Help me ET phone. Full body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the Metatope golden era. The whitelist still open, hurry up what you need, golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims, paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams, yeah. And use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games and widescreen. Metatope, visualize your digital ID.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome, happy Thanksgiving. Enzo, how are you?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, man. Doing good. Getting ready to go enjoy Thanksgiving with Shelly's in an expat group because she joined an expat group before coming to Uruguay, and she found a couple of American people living here in Uruguay, so we're gonna go enjoy Thanksgiving with them.
That's awesome, man. I love it. That is so cool. It doesn't really matter where you're from, right? You can, I think, appreciate the concept behind Thanksgiving, right? Just being thankful for what you have, no matter what that is. I mean, I can certainly tell you, I get started. I'm thankful for everything I have. I'm thankful certainly for my family and my friends, but even more so these days, I think, my colleagues and the people in the space were, I think, really pushing a new age and a new era and a new way of doing things. Um, I'm excited about what the future holds, and I'm thankful that I'm part of this cutting edge revolution that's going on in not just crypto, but even in the way that we do things in the world. We're becoming much more of a global society in ways I don't think any of us really could have imagined.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was watching something earlier today that said we're just one page turn away from everything that we know changing and getting turned upside down. And I think it's possible that we see that in the next bull run. Actually, the next bull run will bring enough people to turn over a new leaf and get us to what I would consider a much more like you were saying in a way like a more planetary or universal attachment of consciousness. One of the turning points will be monetary, and then after that, I think we're moving into a space and into a time right now, not just with cryptocurrency, but we're everybody's hashtagging woke or starting to realize that you gotta detach from these major corporations, the government feeding you all this propaganda, and
Right.
become more consciousness of what's going on around you by yourself and
Absolutely.
not by the news.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that's really what's underpinning all of this. And certainly, we've seen, without getting too deep into it, we've seen all different types of um, mechanisms that man has come up with to divide man from each other, whether that be religions way back from the very beginning, or it be money now. We have found time and time again ways to divide ourselves from each other, and it seems like many people, I hope the majority, and I think it will be as it catches on, are tired of living that way. We don't need to be in competition with each other, everybody. We, if we all actually worked together, imagine. We see what can be done when a team of 10, 15, 25 people get together and do stuff. God, imagine what could happen if people really started working together. Uh, it starts with 20 or 25 people, and then it's project to project, and then all of a sudden it's community to community, and then it's country to country, and then it's the world, and everybody's doing it the way that works. It's an exciting time. Jordan, thank
Yeah,
you for stopping in.
I think one of the turning pages was when El Salvador started using Bitcoin in their treasury. Uh, which like El Salvador is probably not one of the countries that I would have expected to gone first in South America, but they did, and that was surprising in itself, considering considering their position and everything that's going on in their country. Having them be one of the first countries is ground shaking.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the guy in New York that started taking his pay in crypto? I mean, there's there's people going to get black eyes from what's gone on in the last few weeks, but it's going to flush out. I mean, go back and look at any cutting edge industry that's been started in history. And in the beginning, it was full of a bunch of crooks that had to be fleshed out for the people that were really building things and really trying to build businesses that were going to last and create something new. That no matter whatever you're doing, whenever you try to create something new in the world, there are going to be the vampires there trying to suck off of you and use those ideas for real gain. And it's unfortunate, but I think in the end, what we're going to see is very positive come out of all of this.
Hey guys, I just wanted
Hey,
to pop
Jordan.
in. Hey,
What's up, buddy?
just wanted to pop in real quickly. I'm actually playing pickleball with my mom right now, celebrating Thanksgiving with the family. But wanted to spread
You're
some
going to
love.
have to give us more than that. So you could come into space and say pickleball. What the hell is pickleball?
Oh, pickleball! Google it.
Thank you for
It's like a combination of tennis and ping pong. Basically, it's like a smaller
All
version
right.
of tennis. And it's a lot of fun. Good exercise.
And it does not involve pickles.
Does not involve pickles.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, just wanted to say I appreciate you guys, everything you're doing. Really excited to keep building with you. And this team is I said in our group chat, but this team's special and this project special. The space is special. It's really fun to be building with you all. So thank you. And with
too,
that,
brother.
I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving.
Give our best to the family as well, please.
I will. Mine as well. So thank you guys.
Cool. Thanks for dropping in, buddy.
My pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Bye, Enzo. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you, man. I had never heard of that pickleball.
Pickleball? No, that's
that's a
I'm
first.
gonna have to Google it because it's funny because that's totally not what came to my mind when he said that. I mean, I wasn't thinking of something with actual pickles, obviously, but I was like, what came to my mind was a game that we used to play, which was called stickball, which was like baseball, but you played with a broomstick and a tennis ball. It was poor kid baseball.
Okay, see, what came to my mind was what is that thing with the hole? Cornhole? I thought it was a variation of cornhole.
Right? That's funny. So what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? I mean, I know you said you were going, but what are you eating? Are you guys doing a turkey? What kind of food do you guys have there?
So surprisingly, we're in a WhatsApp group with the people that we're gonna go meet up, and 20 people are gonna go, and they're all bringing. It's like bring your own food.
Oh yeah,
and so we're gonna bring some pastries and desserts, and then somebody's gonna bring a turkey, which is surprising because I've never seen a turkey here in Uruguay, like in the wild, and I've never seen one being sold in a store. So I don't know where they got it.
That's interesting. Wait. Are you sure this is a turkey? Check that out. I don't know. I imagine you can Amazon a turkey in or something.
I mean, I gotta ask my dad because I've never seen turkey in Uruguay, and I've never heard of there being wild turkey because my dad used to go hunting back when he was younger, and he would hunt for wild boar. because I don't think we have deer here, and I've definitely never heard him talk about like hunting for turkeys. I've never even heard of a Uruguayan knowing what a turkey is. Like I found out what a turkey was when I got to the United States as an overgrown chicken.
An overgrown chicken. Ah, that's funny.
What
Let's
are
see,
you
we're
having
doing.
for sides and stuff with your turkey? You said your turkey was in the oven?
Yeah, we're just doing it in the oven this year. We used to do, so I'm big on the fried turkey where you deep fry it. I mean, it's not super healthy, but it's like the best tasting turkey you'll ever have, at least in my opinion. But,
So
so
how do you
yeah,
fry it? How do you, because a
you
turkey's
have,
pretty big, so you got to
it
have a
is.
pretty decent sized fry.
You do. You have to have, they make them. They're actually like a turkey fryer, but it's basically like, think of a big steel pot, like that you would, I don't know, cook gumbo in or something, right? Like a big deep one. It's basically like that. And then you cook it outside and it goes on a propane flame on a little stand. And then there's a hook. And you put the turkey on the hook and you submerge it down into, like, you usually cook it in like peanut oil.
Oh, okay, yeah, I kind of understand what you mean.
It's
Um,
amazing. So we're not going to do that this year. So, but we probably will do that next year. So this year we're going to do just the regular in the oven one, and yeah, mashed potatoes, and what do we got? Some candied carrots, and I think we're having. Oh, I know there's some other. Oh, stuffing, of course, and then pecan pie and pumpkin pie for dessert. Can't have Thanksgiving without those.
that all sounds delicious. I don't think I had chicken this morning. I don't think that counts, but I had chicken with I had chicken wrapped in bacon that I made in the oven earlier today. I don't think that counts. I think chicken's a little bit more wet than or moist than turkey is. Turkey's a very dry meat.
Ah, see, now that's see, now you will have to have fried turkey because when you deep fry your turkey, it is nothing of the sort. Like it will actually just dissolve in your mouth. It is amazing, my friend. Yeah, because that is a problem with turkey a lot of times is that you have to cook it so long that you end up drying it out a lot of times. So that's why when you fry it, it like seals it. I mean, think about like how juicy fried chicken is, right? It's just Max. Happy
Yeah, absolutely,
Thanksgiving.
man.
There's Max.
Hey Max, I don't know if Max celebrates it because I think he's in Australia, but happy Thanksgiving
That's
either
right. We
way,
can still tell
Max.
them Happy Thanksgiving.
Have you seen Max's profile picture? He put a what are those called? The people that uh that Saudi Arabians wear the things the turbits
Oh yeah, the
on their
turban
head.
on the metatope.
He put one on the Medito skin and he's wearing that as his profile picture.
Yeah. I love that. I've been watching on Twitter stuff start eking out. There's a lot of creativity starting to show up. It's going to be really fun. This is what I've been waiting for is to have the community latch on to what will be an incredible thing for creating um, engaging content, I think. And I'm excited to see what people take and run and do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm waiting for Max to be able to get his hands on it and see what he does because
I know,
he's pretty good when it comes to memes. So I
I
just want
know.
to see what he's able to come up with.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, he's so good that we had to like hold up the Android development because we didn't want him to surpass what we can do. So,
All right, fair enough.
but
But
it'll
then
come. It'll come. It'll
you
come.
also put it out for me. Now I can't surpass anyone
I
either.
know. It's all going to come. I think the flow of usability and updates and information and people is just going to be nonstop. I think this is probably the last breather weekend a lot of us are going to have for a while, and not that we've had a lot of them up to this point. But I'm super excited. I'm proud of what we've built so far, and um, I'm excited to show it to everybody. This is what we've all been working for is to release it, not keep it to ourselves and build stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we're all just patiently waiting for people to be able to get their hands on it. I know I've seen a few new faces drop by the Discord.
Yeah,
And we finally got to 1,000, which was a huge milestone that we wanted to get to.
I love it. It was a huge milestone for us, and what I'm super proud of is that that's 1,000 people, right? Because we have a pretty good server system that's not letting bots come in and bother people and run up numbers and things like that. So, look, I'm proud of every single person who came into our server who has managed to stay there, and we're happy to have them all. And for me, it's about what's going to benefit them for being there, and that's all coming. We're just barely scratching the surface as all of this starts to roll out and we start to have a community to reward. Then that's what we want to do, because this is all about everybody getting forward together and doing it in a way that is enjoyable and fun and engaging, right? Be your NFT. I mean, what's gonna be more fun than that? I don't know if you guys see what I keep doing, but like I keep seeing people tweet stuff about profile pics. Like I look for that stuff and I go and respond to them like, does it do anything?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your responses. I was scrolling through Twitter. I don't know when it was, and yeah, I remember seeing one of your comments.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to plant those seeds out there, right? Like, you think this, you think that's so great? God, what would you think of this then? Like, it's fun. It's going to be a really fun ride, and I think that I'm kind of glad that what happened. No, I'm not glad what happened the last couple of weeks, but if it had to happen, I'm glad it happened when it did. Right? Things were already going down. Let it just finish it out. Let us look at what we need to do to build going forward. And coming out of this, I think we're going to have an incredibly different space that provides value to people, the likes of I think that investors have never seen. Because now that's the whole game, right? It can't really just be like what everybody's been talking about. Project after project, come and invest in something that I promise you I'll build after you pay me to do so. Like, that is the most backwards way of doing anything I think I've ever seen. But hey, it certainly has worked in the past for certain things. Going forward, the game has changed, and I love that it has. Now you have to show me your cards before you're going to see a dime, and I'm happy to be not only a consumer in that market, demanding, right, that people give me value for my dollar, but I'm ecstatic to be with a company who sees the value in saying, I want to give you a product that works and a product that provides you value before I ask you for anything. I don't want you to give me and me give you promises. I want to build something and show it to you and then say, now, if you really want to use it in a cool way, here's what you have to do. So I, I love that. It's an exciting time, and it's going to be not just for us. Like, I'm excited as a consumer too, right? To see what everyone else is going to be forced to build, right? Because just like you, Enzo, right? I mean, we work for a project, but we're in lots of projects because we're in the space and we love the space and we love to see what other people are doing. And I mean, you know, people we've had on the show the last, month and a half, people we have coming up, all banging away, grinding to do real things and make real value in the space. And to me, that's exciting stuff. It's very different than what we saw a year ago. The hype and just hype after hype after hype, right? Now, real questions are being asked, real answers are being provided. And that's exciting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've been wrecked so many times in so many projects that it was all hype, and I bought the hype train at the very top. Like, I could never get it on the way up. I always just bought the top and then just rode everything down to the bottom. Uh, so yeah, it's definitely nice to see that the space is changing, and that, like, the hype is dying down, and people that are surviving this bear market, which um I don't I see it for lasting a bit longer than people expect, but like
Yeah,
the people that are going to make it out of the bear market are the people that are still here and still building. So yeah, it's exciting to see that all the projects that had no good intentions are leaving the space, and it's nice to see that the builders are still here, still building.
that's all that real, real development, real companies, people with real ideas and plans. That's all they can do, right? Go to work every day, do your best, be proud of what you're doing, and you know, it should work out. I mean, if you do your job and work hard, then people will see that. I believe that very strongly. And it's served me well throughout my life that I don't have to run around and point at things and say, uh, I'm I'm great at this and I'm great at that. And I just try to do and let other people make their judgments. And I have found, not just with myself, but I mean my colleagues and people I know and people on this team, that if you just put your head down and work hard, people are going to notice and they're going to say, hey, that guy, that girl, they're a go getter. They're doing what needs to be done. I want to be with them. I want to know what they're into. I want to hire them, or I want to be a part of what they're a part of, because success recognizes success. I think that's really what it boils down to. And more and more, this space is catching on to that it isn't hype breeds hype, it's that success will breed success.
Yeah, I don't think I could have said that any better than you just did right there. Um, I 100% agree with what you just said, and I believe that the right teams in the space are going to make it through this bear market. And thankfully, I'm not thankful for what happened with FTX, but I'm thankful, like you said, that it happened now, seeing as how they were over leveraging funds. I'm glad they were over leveraging in a bear market instead of when the next bull run came out. And like, if their balance sheets would have been off when we were getting a lot more money in the space, then a lot more people would have gotten hurt than the amount that got hurt right now.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm glad that the bad actors are being washed up, um and I think it's a good lesson to learn that not your keys, not your crypto. You should not keep that much money in an exchange, and you
yeah.
should keep it where with your seed phrase. It should be in your wallet, your ledger, your MetaMask, and not somewhere where you don't know where what the keys are.
And isn't that interesting? Like that kind of leads me to something, I said, well, we're not going to talk crypto today, but we live in the space. How are we not going to? That popped up today, right? MetaMask. Apparently, their RPC tracking IP addresses to your wallet, which completely defeats the purpose of it being a decentralized wallet. So, here we go. Like, if we're going to fight for a decentralized space, then we got to fight every day. As users of the space, as leaders in the space, I went right in, turned off my RPC to ETH with them, and went to an alternate. You know what? No way. That's not what this is about. And it's about whether we're trying to hide something or not. It's about decentralization, because we've seen what centralization provides. We're living in it. So, whatever I can do to keep steering us to decentralization, that's fine. MetaMask, you do whatever you got to do. I like you as an app, but I'm not using your service to run my stuff through. That being said,
So when you
yeah,
change your
yeah,
RPC,
right.
your endpoint,
Mhm.
um, how does that work? Like, do you have to switch any of your money around, or you just
No,
switch the endpoint and everything is
yeah.
fine?
So I want you to
I've
think of
never
it this
switched
way.
my endpoint
Yeah,
before.
sure. So I want you to think of it this way. This is the way RPCs work, and this is the way crypto networks work, right? They're just a bunch of computers that are all tied together on a network, right? This one talks to that one, talks to that one. They don't have to be in the same room. They can be all over the world, but they're programmed to be on the same subnet, they call it, right? They're on the same set of numbers and they talk to each other basically, okay? So whether you plug into computer A with your address and run stuff through the network, or you plug into computer Z at the other end, and run stuff through the network, it doesn't matter. It's all the same network, right? All you're choosing is your entry point to that network. And that's what decentralization is. It's a bunch of individual computer systems running this. You're choosing, okay, which one am I going to talk to do my business? Okay, well, I don't want to talk to the Infurion because they're tracking way too much information. And then secondarily, they're using that information to control. They're using it to block certain countries or block certain entities from trading or coins or whatever it is. Hey, that's not your business to do so, at least in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to move my business to an RPC that just says, hey, we're here to allow you to connect to the network, because obviously they get a small part of the transaction fees when things are going because they're an RPC. So every transaction you put through, it's going through that RPC, and those fees are going to that entity instead of to the entity where you were going before. But literally to you, the only thing, nothing changes. I mean, you can go in and even type the same name of the network when you create the RPC in your custom settings. You're just putting in a different address and everything. But as soon as you connect to it, like, you know how you go up and you switch between AVAX and ETH, and then you switch, to BSC, right? But it's all in MetaMask.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're just switched to a different ETH. You can call it ETH2. And so now when you go to that one, you'll switch over. You're still going to see all your money, all your coins exactly the same because you're connected to the ETH network the same way. You're just connected to a different PC now. And it's not like a home PC, obviously. It's a server, but
Interesting. See, the only time I ever switched to one of my endpoints was for Vapor, for VPN on AVAX.
okay.
And it was because the transaction fee was like a few cents lower.
Okay. So
which everything on AVAX is already cents, but it was
right.
just a few cents lower because the endpoint was closer to me. But I didn't know that different endpoints could gather information like your IP. That I had no idea about. I was clueless till you told me something today.
Sure. So think about what's happening. And this is what a lot of people don't understand about the space, right? Is that crypto is nothing more than think of it just like the internet. It's just a series of computer systems that are attached together. Now, what that computer system's been programmed to do is up to the entity that put it on that network. Okay, so they put it on there as an RPC, right? And so you're attached to it, right? Because they give you an address, right? Now they put it into their app because it's MetaMask, right? So that's their default. But basically, they've attached you to their service, right? You're using our app. We're going to let you use our service to access the Ethereum network. Okay, great. So they say, well, for that, this is what we want. We can see the pipe that you're coming down. So we're going to tag your IP address. And because you're doing a transaction through our app, we can now correlate those two things together. So they're using two different technologies. They're providing you an app to do transactions, and then they're providing you a connection point. Now they're taking data from those two things and they're tying them together. Now, in terms of valuability of data, they're smart as hell. That's valuable data that could be sold, could be tracked, absolutely. But I don't want to be a part of it. So just like I can point my Ethereum, I give you another example. Back in the days of the runs and everything was going crazy, especially like Binance, there would be huge problems getting transactions through, right? So like I have 6 alternate Binance RPC servers. And so when I would try to put through a transaction, if it was just stuck and stalling, I would just go through and start switching to different RPCs. And eventually you'll find one that not everybody's trying to use, because everyone's trying to use the primary default ones, because this is not like a giant thing that everybody's out there changing, right? Even people who are degens are not all of them know to this level to actually go in and change their RPC, right? They just look up, oh, AVAX, this is the RPC. Okay, punch it in like this, like it tells me in the directions. Cool, I'm good to go. What they don't realize is there are other entities providing connections to AVAX that are safe, that are controlled, that you can still use, that provide you an alternative. And that's all it is. Have alternatives. Don't be, you know, betrothed to just one service, one server, one way of doing things.
Okay, yeah, that's a way better explanation than what I was expecting. But yeah, thank you for that information because like I told you earlier, like I have no idea with like people knowing my IP address and stuff, but I didn't really understand how bad it was until you said that it could block somebody's transactions, which, if I'm not mistaken, uh, did you see what happened? Kanye West got like one of his bank accounts couldn't transfer money because Adidas like shut them down. And
Wow.
like that same thing could happen with MetaMask if you're using the wrong endpoint. And I didn't know that till you pointed it out earlier.
Yeah, yeah. It's not always about, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to, be pushing for like, oh well, everybody should be anon, and you should be worried about whether your IP. Like, I understand if you're not doing something illegal, and then most people are probably not worried about that, and I'm not really either. But yeah, I think, just to reiterate the point, when what you're saying and we're talking about is when you start to link people to things in order to group them, right? Isn't that what we're talking about in the world right now, right? Is all of the divisions. So why do you want, just let me do my decentralized transactions the way I want to do my transactions. You don't need to know who I am or where I am. As long as I'm following the laws in my country, then that's all that I should have to worry about, right? I shouldn't have to worry about what you're doing with my data, especially when you're not even giving me a choice to opt out of it, right? I mean, I guess they are. They're giving me the choice to choose another RPC, which I've done, and that's fair. So I just like to bring people's attention to it, is all. I'm not a fear monger by any means. I don't think that MetaMask is like collecting specifically my address and going to do something with it. Clearly not. It's the principle. That's really all I bring it up about. It's the principle of it. If you don't call yourself like we were the first decentralized app, MetaMask decentralized, like, and you're running a centralized collection system. That's all. I'm off. I'm off my soapbox.
Yeah. But on the bright side, it's good for people in the space to know that and to be aware of what's going on. Because I didn't know till you brought it up.
Yeah, and I
And
didn't
I'm
know
pretty
either
sure
until somebody
there's
brought
still
it up
more
to me.
people that don't even know because it hasn't been brought up to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's I always say, teach a man to fish, right? And that's what I'm always thankful for, right? Is when, so, I mean, I didn't just learn this in MetaMask because, I'm super smart and I went in and started reading about MetaMask. I saw somebody tweeting it and learned about it and said, man, I got to let other people know about this. This is kind of a big deal that people should be aware of. So I hope others do the same, right? You'll pass it on, I'll pass it on, everybody will pass it on. And that's, eventually how either people become aware of it and stop using it, or maybe things change. They go, oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea to do after all. Because what people have to remember is for every transaction you take away from that RPC and move somewhere else, it's a decrease in transactions running through MetaMask's system over there. And they make money from that. So they will feel it if enough people start turning away. Hit them in the pocketbook. That's the way for change, always.
Yeah, I didn't know that the transaction fees they were making money on from the endpoints. I thought MetaMask just I actually didn't know how MetaMask generated their revenue and their fees.
Yeah, I mean they're generating, they're minute, but I mean think about all the transactions you're running through, right? So they're making money there. They're making money on these other pieces. If you buy, right? So if you buy or swap, they're connected with MoonPay and Transact, which is great. I mean it's all very easy, right? And that it makes it convenient, right? Because a lot of societies are a society of convenience, especially the United States, right? But in doing all of that, it completely disables the entire structure of what really was designed to be decentralized for a reason. So and that's okay. I think we're seeing a melding of the two. I don't think we're going to end up with something that's centralized, but I don't think we're going to end up with something that's truly all decentralized either. I think there'll always have to be a mixture.
Yeah, I was listening in on Mario Nafal's space last week when the whole thing was going 2 weeks ago when everything was going down with FTX, and and I think somebody Kim.com was talking, and I'm pretty sure it was him. It might have been somebody else, but like there is a certain specific need for a little bit of centralization. But
Yeah,
as long as majority of that stays decentralized, I think we'll be good.
we'll be in a better place. I agree,
Yeah.
absolutely. That being said, I want to thank everybody for coming. Let's talk a little bit about what we before we kind of start to wrap up here. It's Thanksgiving. I want to let you guys get to dinner. I don't want to keep everybody, but we had our first poker right last night. We had our first. We're going to start weekly poker on Wednesdays. We had the first one last night. How many people we have?
We had 33, including me, so 32 people without
Oh,
me.
okay. All right, cool. Hey, that's a start. It looked like everybody had a good
Max
time.
came in like ninth place. Max was in like ninth place for a solid second there.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad everybody had a good time. It looked like everybody was, and looks like people are in the server banging away at Pixel Wars. So I think tomorrow night should be interesting. Look like we might have some more people leveling up to give that a run. So that should be fun. And I know coming out of the holiday, we have some really good things planned to announce to the community. There's going to be some really big things happening, and this is only the beginning. Um, what else you got, Enzo?
If you haven't stopped by in the Discord to see the memes, the memes channel, if you have
Oh, it's
not stopped
hilarious.
by, the last meme that got added on, there was
Oh,
a
okay, I
meme
gotta
that
check
Max
that.
did, and another one that got added on today, and I think it's like a 1 minute video. If you haven't seen that
Oh, I've
video,
seen the
like,
video. I've seen the video
oh
one.
my
Yeah,
god,
yeah. It actually was
with
set up
Elon
on
Musk
Twitter
holding up
too. Yeah,
the Metatope sign, the
yeah,
Metatope. Oh my god, that was hilarious, and I like the music they played. I like the song "Pump It Up."
yeah.
It
It's great.
reminds me of couple months ago when I was DJing, I would stay up and play that song while I was DJing into like 3 minutes, hoping they would
Awesome.
pump because of the song.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is what's exciting to me. It's exciting to see people's creative sides come out, and for things that for a very long time we weren't even allowed to show any of these things to anybody, right? And now it's starting to come out, and we're seeing what people are doing with it, and we're seeing it pop up on Twitter and stuff. It's super exciting. I love it. I can't wait to see where it all goes. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm glad everybody who has found us has found us. We have a great community so far. It's a great base that is only going to lead to um, enormous opportunity for everybody, I think.
Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more, and I honestly can't wait for. I know we have a few Twitter accounts that have been made not by the team but by other people with that are making Metatope content, and there's TikTok accounts, YouTube accounts coming out. Uh, I have just recently made a YouTube account. I'm just not an expert at editing, so I have to figure out how to properly edit because I have videos made. I just need to edit them because I don't want to put out a bad quality content. It, even though it's not the app's fault, it's just my bad editing fault. Uh,
Have
but yeah,
fun.
there's
That's all that
accounts
matters.
being made left and right.
Yeah, all that matters is have fun. That's that's what I always try to tell everybody. Like, it doesn't matter if it's perfect. Doesn't matter. No, it matters if you had fun making it and if you have fun sharing it with everybody. That's what content's about for me. That's what social media is about, is enjoying sharing that with a community, whatever that community is for you. Anyway, that being said, I appreciate those who stop by. I am thankful for each and every one of you who comes every week and listens to us, or anyone who comes and listens to us. I am thankful for. I'm thankful for you, Enzo, for being my partner in crime in all of this, and being there to help the community every day, and honestly being one of the best moderators in the space that I know of. I hope that everybody stays safe, whether it's a holiday for you or not. Take some time and walk over and remember your family and your friends and what you're thankful for, and tell someone thank you. Thank you all for coming. We will be back with our regular schedule next week. We have December 1st, some great guests coming. We have our first AVAX community coming, and some other surprise guests as well. So come join us, be a part of the family, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Take care.
Have a good one, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, cyberpunk. Yeah, I mix my ETH with Polygon Pythagoras. MetaMask. Yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through MetaTope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Help me CT phone. Whole body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the MetaTope golden era. The whitelist still open, hurry up what you need, golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims, paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams, yeah. And use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games in widescreen. MetaTope, visualize your digital ID. I seen the metaverse through MetaTope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Yeah, MetaTope is your mirror to the metaverse. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through MetaTope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone.